So so then after my day of looking at fucking shows, I decided to throw on. And since I've been robbed of watching Charmed, I'm like, all right, let me try another show, right? What do I throw on? Because I don't want to watch Psych, right? And I don't feel like watching fucking. You know what I tried throwing on. I thought I got a backpedal here. All right.
Okay.
I really got a backpedal here, actually. So basically what happened was I'm watching television for all the new listeners, not from the last episode, when I stopped talking in the middle of my sentence to talk here. I was watching television at 10 a.m. to like 3 p.m. on a Friday.
Which is apparently the opportune time to watch
Well,
great
apparently it's the
television.
opportune time, which makes sense. Well, not even opportune. It's just, coincidentally, I was watching television, and for the first time in, I think ever maybe, I was exclusively getting ads that were targeted not even remotely to me, and only exclusively for middle-aged housewives. Wow. I learned so much today from commercials.
Uh-huh.
You know what ads I was watching today? You know what Thinks is, Robbie?
No, I do not.
Really?
I don't.
You ever heard of Thinks? And, you can thinks for all the leaks? What's that mean? Thinks for all the
What are you
leaks.
even talking about?
So it says commercial, right? And it says, welcome to motherhood, right? Okay? And it's a grandma telling her daughter not to be... Actually, I already failed setting the stage. Let me paint the picture for you, okay? Suburban house, okay? I think it was like a yellow and brown color palette, all right? Pretty nice. Moderately decorated. Feels lived in, okay? There's a fucking baby in a crib. There's a little standalone chair, and there's a couch, and the grandmother is standing next to the couch holding a package, right? And the daughter, who just had her kid in the crib, she is sitting in that standalone chair.
Okay.
And what she's doing is her legs are closed tight, and you keep hearing and her mom's like, cut it out with those Kegel exercises.
No, that's not at all
She's
the commercial
like, cut
was.
it out for those Kegel exercises. There's no reason to try and tighten that up, okay? And then she says, use Think extra absorbent sleek panties. And then the mom looks at it. The new mom looks at her little baby in the crib and says, this is because of you. And it's to prevent fucking... You can probably guess what the point of it is now, to prevent all leaks. And that was the commercial I was watching. And I was like, huh. I've never seen a commercial for that product or anything that even remotely resembles what that was trying to convey as far as its message in my entire life. And I thought it was pretty interesting, right?
What time was this?
11:35.
There's kids at home watching TV. I barely know what a Kegel
Literally
exercise
everything
is.
that was targeted to women I found out today is if you're between the age of 45 and 85, the only advertising that the fucking TV people think you have any interest in seeing is exclusively targeted to bladders and all the issues that may occur with a bladder of a woman. And it's fucking crazy how free, like, you're thinking like, what, you have one example, just the one you mentioned, just that whole thinks for...
It's a pretty strong example, though.
You know what the next commercial was?
A sanitary napkin commercial.
No, and honestly, it wasn't even the next commercial. Okay, it was probably, it felt like, again, because everything in the middle got erased, but there may have been two commercials in between. Okay, I want to be very truthful here, right?
It's pretty.
So it's like 11:34.
Okay.
And I get the commercial for pure female urinary dissonance.
Dude, what is that even?
I don't know.
Dude, being a chick sucks.
PureWicAtHome.com, who is running ads at 11:34 p.m. for housewives. And listen, I'm not an expert, but from what I gathered, it's really just a giant bucket that you keep by the side of the bed with a tube attached to it, and then a fucking thingamajiggy or something or another that you put in you or something.
Oh!
God
damn it!
They said it's something. They kept saying, this is new, unprecedented, wicked, sick, awesome technology. It's brand new, and how it fixes everything. And again, they say it's this new technology, but to my untrained eye, it was just a thingy-majiggy that you put in or under your pussy while you sleep. Again, for any discharge and leaking.
So it's a straw.
No. It was interesting. It looked like almost like a fucking like a face hugger.
Oh my god!
Attached to a tube, attached to a bucket that gets plugged into the wall and pumps all night while you're sleeping. Which I'm assuming there's some noise factor to that as well.
Is this for what? Yeah.
For vaginal, for
makes.
urinary vaginal dissonance, I think is what they were saying.
Oh my god.
Pretty wild. What other cool things?
The only discharge I have to worry about is my cum. I don't have any of these problems. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Commercials. Apparently, commercials are lacking in things to talk to men about. It's just beer,
Yeah, that's all we get is beer commercials
Beer?
and condoms once in a while, maybe.
soda, fast food, sports,
true. Cars.
beer,
We got a lot of good commercials.
cars, beer, sports, Coke, beer. And then women are getting vaginal fucking urinary discharge dissonance. And it's like, wow.
How
different
have I
strokes for
gone my
different
whole
folks.
life never hearing that? And apparently
no
it's such
idea.
a common issue. There's commercials on day-to-day
It's even weird because
TV.
these commercials all have like celebrities in them. And by celebrities, I mean people I've never heard of, but they say what their name is as if I should know who it is.
What was
like
the
one of
smoking guy's
them-
name?
What?
I'm Yul Brenner.
I'm
Do you have vaginal urinary
Vaginal
discharge?
urinary discharge dissonance.
This might be the product for you.
No, one of them wasn't. This one wasn't for fucking your pussy, but it was another commercial that came up in that same slot of commercials. It was Kyle Richards, right? And she's we're on Star TV, right? Whatever network that is now. Well, finding a lot of weird networks today, okay? Because again, I didn't want to watch something or pick something I actually wanted to watch. I have to think and decide and choose and say I picked the wrong thing. Let me change to find something else. I'm like, no. I'm gonna go to a TV station. I'm gonna deal with their commercial breaks. I'm gonna watch their lady advertisements. Okay. For a second, I was even like, you know what? Fuck it. We ball. I'm gonna go throw on General Hospital since it's on.
Whoa.
I threw it on for about 30 seconds. Somehow, I saw 15 different scenes play out in that short amount of time, which sounds like something you could never possibly do. But hell, they did it. And I immediately switched off of it because I realized that those shows fucking suck. Daytime soaps are horrible. The production value is offensively bad. The way that everything is delivered in the exact same cadence of being like, okay, no, I know. We just rehearsed it. You need to stay away from John Pantoliano. If there's anything I know, it's that he's not someone who can be trusted. You can trust me on that.
Because
He's a dangerous man. And then it cuts to because this is like a 40-year-old woman saying that about like a 60-year-old like silver fox who's dating some 25-year-old hot piece of ass.
Uh-huh.
And that girl's, and then cuts to her reaction. She just did like the most low energy, like she's confused. Like, why? And then it played the whole music, and then it cuts to another scene of some woman saying, "You can't let my husband go to jail." And he's like, "Listen, I'm just the commissioner. I'm not the judge, jury, executioner." And it was like, first off, again, how do we just cut to the scene with this conversation in the middle of it? Because the last scene was the same thing. And there's another scene where it's the same thing where it's like, you can't trust Billy Williams. No one can.
He's not trustworthy.
He's not a trustworthy guy. You can trust me on saying that. She's like, why should I trust you? Because I'm telling you the truth. And I was like, guys, why is everyone, I get it's a soap opera, but fucking be a little better, please.
You know what I always found weird about soap operas?
What?
You and I are talking, right? You said something I don't like. Now I'm going to stand over here and face this way while I talk to you.
I know, that came up a lot.
I don't understand that. I don't know where that started because no one's ever done that in the history of reality ever.
So then I go on to Star TV. I leave General Hospital. I go back.
Saying
and
Star or Start?
Those are two different networks I'm talking about.
Okay.
There's three networks, and there's a lot of networks we ran today. Start TV, Star TV, Get TV.
How the fuck can
But
Star
Get-
exist when Stars has been around for how long?
It has a Z on the end of it, idiot.
That's not enough of a difference.
It is. Then we had Get TV, and Get TV was actually fucking sick. Get TV stands for Great Entertainment, which is kind of the Norm
Yeah, I was
McDonald.
going to say.
You ever notice how identification, how it's ID, and that I stands for I, and D stands for identification? It's kind of the same thing when you realize that Get TV stands for Great Entertainment.
Entertainment's such a long word. You need two letters.
What the fuck? Just call it GETV then, you idiots.
Yeah.
But I digress. We're not on that. We're on Star, right? We're on Star and we're watching fucking Covert Affairs season 1 episode 9 for all the homies who are really interested.
In 180?
Huh?
In 180?
Oh yeah, low resolution for fucking God knows why. For a second, I'm like, was this show filmed in 1947? But no, it was in fact 2007. You know. What happens though is I get a commercial with Kyle Richards from The Real Housewives, and she's like, it's actually her on a couch, and there's a guy next to her. So she's like, "Hi, I'm Kyle Richards from one of those housewife shows."
She said one of those housewife shows.
And then the guy next to her said, "Hi, I'm that guy from that thing, okay?
Did he really say that?
No. He said his name when he's from, and so did she. I just don't fucking care, okay? And they're like, listen, what we have before you is the world's greatest air diffuser. And not only is it the world's greatest air diffuser, but it's also the world's greatest air diffuser, 50% off. And I was like, okay. And then Kyle Richards is like, listen, every time people enter my house, the first thing they ask me about is this diffuser.
No, they don't.
The first thing they walk in, they're like, wow, why does it feel so clear in here and I'm stuffy?
Nobody.
And I know! He made me so angry!
No one's ever asked her that question
All right,
once.
if Kyle Richards invites you to her home and the first thing you notice is her 50% off air freshener that I saw on an infomercial on Friday at fucking 1 p.m., you know what that means? It means Kyle Richards lives in a really shitty fucking house. If that's the fucking, you know how much, that's them pitying you, like, oh, look, she must live in a fucking crack den where they're like, I guess she's at least a little conscious about her fucking breathing.
Hey, nice diffuser.
Nice
Did you notice that?
diffuser.
Do you know how much that costs? That's 50% off.
And
She
every
gets this
time,
diffuser. It's great.
and I kept thinking too, like, why don't you just have, instead of this nobody next to her who keeps trying to talk and she talks over him, why don't you just get her other sister, who's also a pseudo celebrity, and have her endorse it as well?
I feel like Kyle Richards, though, is a little bit too big of a pseudo celebrity to be doing this dumb fucking diffuser product.
You'd be wrong. She
would
actually
be wrong.
loves it. She's such a big fan of it. It's actually, you know when people go over to her house, it's the first thing they comment on?
She loves it so much she has one in every room of the house.
No. She said she has one. It tells the whole. She specified very, very, very clearly that she has one in her living room, and the entire house smells and is
That's
clear.
bad marketing. Don't you want people to buy more of your product, not one and only one item of your product?
I think it was played off in this guy who was filling the Mario Lopez role of the commercial.
Nice. It should be
He was
Mario
kind of
Lopez.
like, so should I stock up on a few? And she's like, well, you can, but you really don't need to. Just my entire house.
Well, I guess by logic, I don't need to. I was just going to buy one. But you can buy more than one, but I don't need to. You just said I only need to buy
You
one.
just said I don't have to.
Why would I buy more than? Well, you should to support the company. It's only 50% off, so it's like you're buying one. But I only need one.
But you could buy more.
But I won't now.
The one that did suck though, I was pretty excited for General Hospital for a second to really embrace my femininity after this, vaginal
about General
dissonance
Hospital, dude.
commercials. So, unfortunately though, after getting my ad for this amazing, life-changing diffuser, Covert Affairs comes back on, right? Mm-hmm. Season 1, Episode 9. The reason I'm specifying is because I was going to say the way the episode cuts, the way I happen to join the program, we'll call it, right? By flicking the channel.
Nice.
I immediately come across fucking Eyebrows, the real estate king from American Beauty.
Awesome.
And I was like, I'm not watching this. But before I could change the channel, by the grace of God, and for fucking Star TV, who's hanging on by a fucking thread with their viewership numbers, by the grace of God, before I could change the channel, you know what happens? It miraculously cuts to a scene of fucking Piper Perabo and Dudek bikini clad by the pool. I'm like, you know what? This show might have more to offer than I once thought. All right, so I keep watching it. And I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot. First off,
Did you learn more about your vagina today?
I did.
Yeah.
That was on the commercial break. We're talking about the show right now. As far as the show goes, like I said, so it is in 180p and it's this weird, distorted, stretched, but also zoomed in. Mm-hmm. So it's like in letterbox in 180p, but the letterbox is almost as if they just put a filter over the screen to make it be in letterbox, and they just decided to actually first stretch the picture out.
That's sick.
It's really interesting. It's a very artistic choice. And
Is it
to be
Star
fair,
TV?
It's a Star TV. Now, to be fair, maybe Covert Affairs is just brought. Maybe that was their artistic choice. I don't think it would have been, but it could have been. And maybe Star TV's not at fault here. I don't want to, throw false stones, to a glass house, wherever the saying would be. And so yeah, basically the episode goes on with the spy sisters. I didn't really get the premise. I think Piper Perabo was a spy. Her sister doesn't know she's a spy because hijinks ensues.
Nice.
And I really wasn't following on that well. I kind of was just like, there's a lot of pretty women here. And I was like, you know what? I was like, the charm thing worked with the whole pretty women. I was like, that was 3 brunettes. Now I'm in a show with 2 blondes. Is there a third blonde here? What do you know? Cuts to the other CIA director, also a blonde woman. I'm like, wow.
Do blondes and brunettes just like have a secret feud like the Lycans and the werewolves
it's
and
turf
the
wars.
vampires? And they
It's
just
like
they
the Bloods
can't-
and the Crips. Yeah. Blondes and brunettes do not work together. And then I was really hopeful. Spoiler alert, it does not work out for me. But after I stopped watching Covert Affairs, I realized I had better things to do. I was like, you know what? What if I can just look? What if I find? Let me just scroll through the channels. What if there's like a TV show with 3 gorgeous redheads in it?
That'd be nice.
Fortunately, it didn't happen. Maybe every dog has its day. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. But it was pretty cool. And again, like I said, the whole the show, again, this show was really boring. It was really interesting. First off, remember the blind guy in it?
Yes.
Yeah, did you know that was John Mulaney?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But the guy thinks it's John Mulaney, or John Mulaney was a huge Covert Affairs fan and was like, I'll take that for my act.
Wait,
you know? I don't know, dude. The guy looks like him. He sounds like him. He moves like him. He talks like him. He dresses like him.
That's hilarious.
Everything about him is John Mulaney to a T, to the point where if John Mulaney was actually in that show, coinciding with his fucking success, the show would have been retailored to be about him as the main character and her as the quippy sidekick. And it would become just a fucking full-out comedy.
You think
and
so?
also, it would have been like, yeah, it naturally happened because the guy already is fucking, just literally is him, just without being funny.
I thought he was the guy from Big Short.
Nope.
It's not him?
Nope. It's some random jerk-off who never probably acted again because he realized Covert Affairs was too covert of a project to get any notoriety and exposure.
You just could get out of the shadow of John Mulaney. That's the problem.
Honestly, that may be the most likely outcome for that guy's career. Is everyone was like, dude, didn't we already cast? Didn't we cast you like last week? He's like, no, that was John Mulaney. Like, who are you?
Yeah, we don't need you.
And I'm having Covert Affairs. Like, that was John Mulaney. We cast. Get out of here, you weirdo. But yeah, that guy really is just John Mulaney to a T. It was very interesting. But no, it was really nice. It just was really fun today to, be told what to watch and follow along with the programming and not actually, making decisions. It's pretty cool. Because again, just kind of spend the whole time surprise, smoking.
Yeah, you said you had better things to do. What do those entail? Just smoking?
Smoking more and changing the channel to a different show that I was really getting tired of it because Covert Affairs is covertly bad.
Nice.
And it's covertly a piece of shit.
Okay.
The show. And the episode was like some guy who wanted to get extradited to the USA, and she was in Canada on vacation to Niagara Falls with her sister, trying to find a boyfriend or something. Her sister wanted her to find a boyfriend. She's like, where would I find a single guy who's not crazy if Niagara Falls looking for love?
Wait, what are we talking about?
I don't know. It's cool. That's my point, okay? Like I said,
that was so just disassociated with what Covert Affairs should be about. I
and then
forgot
they
we were
were like,
talking about Covert Affairs.
Can we extradite him? And then her boss is like, no, not yet. And then she's like, maybe later. I don't know. We're figuring it out. And then she's like, but I have to keep him away from my sister.
Just vanquish him.
Vanquish him, yeah. I don't know. I stopped watching that one pretty quickly. But then you know what I watched after that?
More Charmed?
No, unfortunately, I said TNT stopped playing Charmed. Robbie, thanks for bringing up
There's
memories
probably
of the
a
past.
Charmed station on Pluto TV which just plays Charmed 24/7.
I don't know. Covert Affairs, I got through one episode of Covert Affairs because, again, I'm ashamed to admit that I did watch a whole episode of Covert Affairs. But at the end of the day, I am a man, and for Christ's sake, okay? Ann Dudek and Piper Perabo, who happened to be in the second scene after the real estate king, like I said, and their look saved his horrible acting before he changed the channel. All right?
Did you watch a full episode? You missed the first 5
I
minutes.
missed the first 9 minutes.
Coma.
I missed the first 9 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
I caught the last 20 minutes of the episode, and then I was like, all right, that's enough Covert Affairs for the next 6 years.
So you lied when you said you had a full episode.
I watched the majority of an episode.
They're only 30-minute long episodes?
Maybe an hour. I don't know. I watched a while of it.
You're so fucking full.
I watched parts of the episode. I don't know. I saw the part about 21 minutes in of them by the pool.
Okay.
That part I definitely saw.
So
I remember seeing that
episode.
Yeah, I remember seeing that part pretty clearly. I remember that part. I was like, yeah, this is a good show.
Do you want to hear how cool General Hospital used to be?
Not even remotely, because I'm going to talk about the next show I watched instead. So, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can you guess the next show I watched was? I went over to, this one we went over
Port
to
Charles?
Great TV. I'm sorry, to Get TV. Port Charles? No.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Weird guess that you got that right.
Well, as you know, whenever I guess Port Charles, that's not the answer. I know it's obviously Walker, Texas Ranger.
First off, this is the really crazy part, okay? When I watched Covert Affairs, it was season 1, episode 9.
No.
What a lucky thing that had me go to a show and I happened to catch it so early on the meeting, so I'm not lost watching it.
Yeah, it's true.
Charmed, season 2, episode 10, mid-season break. Okay, that's not too far into the show.
Yeah.
Walk Texas Ranger, season 1, episode 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That's awesome.
I fucking just became so familiar with this guy, dude. And also another show I knew nothing about. So little of the fact that I already thought it was ridiculous that they rebooted it with Jared Padalecki.
It is ridiculous.
And no. Now that I've seen it, ridiculous does not nearly summon or evoke the actual amount of ridiculous that it fucking is that they cast him in the show. It makes even less sense to me. And what I watched was actually really good. And I watched like 4 episodes versus what I watched of that show, which was like 15 minutes, and it was really not good.
Is he doing any kung fu shit or no?
I don't. There's so many questions I have about that
because he's a big martial arts guy.
I just thought, yeah, dude, he's an everything guy. It's insane. This show was fucking balls to the wall.
You know who's
foot to
probably
the
not a
fucking
martial
pedal.
arts guy? Jared Padalecki.
That's my point. There's so many things specific to Walker Texas Ranger that I'm like, there's no fucking way they brought this over to the new show. There's no conceivable way in which Jared Padalecki is doing this with his character.
Well,
There's
it's
no
not
way.
Walker Texas Ranger. It's just Walker.
First off,
Drop
Walker
the Texas Ranger.
His name's not Walker Texas Ranger. His name is Conrad, I think. Walker.
Oh, really?
He's a Texas Ranger. Who's Walker, comma the Texas
That makes
Ranger.
way more sense. I thought his name was Walker Texas Ranger.
His name's Conrad Walker, I think, or like, I think it's Conrad. I don't know. So Conrad Walker, Texas Ranger, is his uncle is a Native American, like
That's
chief.
absolutely not in the new show. Actually, you know what? They probably took that for that stupid. Hey, Yellowstone has 1883. We'll do that too.
Dude. You
Walker
will not
Independence
believe.
probably has that character in it.
I thought Walker Texas Ranger was just your prototypical cop procedural.
It's so much more than that.
It's so much more than that.
Are you serious?
Dude, he's looking at a guy who's a perp, right? And he's looking at him. And he notices on his hand a black widow. And you hear his chief uncle be like,
Walker, the Black Widow means death. Be very careful.
that's in his head.
Oh yeah.
And they play Native American tribe music as it's happening, as he's deducing it in his head. Where he's putting them, the drumming and all of it.
Are you serious?
I swear, this show is fucking awesome.
Dude, isn't Chuck Norris a redhead though? He's not Native American.
No, it's his uncle though. His uncle's Native American. And episode
Is his
3,
adoptive uncle?
I don't know. And episode 3,
And he just is his uncle dead or he just communicates to him telepathically?
his uncle owns a bar he always hangs out
So
at.
his uncle's very much alive.
I don't
in
know
the
how
show.
he's hearing him, but he is.
That's crazy.
It's fucking insane. His uncle was in the scene like 10 minutes ago, and then now he's hearing the thing. And the episode 3, I'm gonna jump around a little bit here. Episode 3, only 3 episodes into it, Chuck Norris was like, I'd like this to be a little bit more about martial arts. And it's about a fucking some Chinese triad gang in Tokyo, even though the show, and the opening theme credits changed to show Tokyo's landscape, even though it's supposed to be
By
Dallas,
episode
Texas.
3?
Episode 3.
That show's ahead of its time.
And they have some Asian man, some Chinese guy come in there, and he's like, I think it was a Japanese. I think it was a Japanese businessman. And the Japanese guy, yeah, it's because they're talking about Tokyo. So the Japanese guy comes in there and he's saying, he's like, Walker. And he's like,
Conrad Walker, very good friend.
and he's saying how good of his friend he is. And then he's talking about how his dad got killed. And then Walker's like,
Is his dad Japanese? He's a Native American
yeah,
uncle.
his dad got killed
Japanese
in
father.
the opening scene. His dad got killed.
No, is Chuck Norris's father Japanese?
No. So what happened is the opening scene is this business deal happening between this white guy and this Japanese guy, and the white guy wants to get the deal done, and he apologizes for the person that they mutually know who screwed over this guy in their last deal.
Too many people being named.
3 guys.
Okay.
2 are sitting in a room together having a business meeting.
Okay.
The
Japanese guy and Chuck
Japanese guy
Norris.
and the white guy from America. The American and the Japanese guy.
Okay.
The American guy is talking to the Japanese guy, and the American guy apologizes to the Japanese man that their mutual business associate that they both know screwed over the Japanese man in his last business venture.
Okay, now I'm following you.
And he says, I promise I'm better than my partner.
You can't trust that guy. He's
Yeah.
untrustworthy. You can
And
trust me.
then the old man's like,
Partner? This man your partner? You say partner?
and he's like, yeah, he's my partner. He's like,
Deal off. No good partner.
and he's like, well, sir, sure, I can convince you. He's like,
You cannot convince me. Deal off.
right?
I know the way of the fist, sir.
And then that guy who he was talking about comes in there, like, deal's not over. He pulls a gun on him. And he's like,
the
"You know
bad
what?
partner."
The bad partner.
Okay.
And he's like,
Where was he during this? Just,
He was
just
hiding.
propped under the desk?
yes. They're not at a desk. They're sitting on the floor like traditional Japanese.
Oh, are
men.
they really?
Yes.
So
They're
he
in a
can't-
fucking.
so
They're
he
in a
just
dojo.
break
with
through the
actual, like,
door.
with the actual paper Walls and shit.
Gotcha. So he just broke through the paper
Yes.
walls and said, "Here I am."
Yes.
The show's bananas.
I don't know why you. I don't know why you're not taking this at face
Because the
value.
show sounds stupid.
It's so good. It's so good. So the guy comes in there and he pulls the gun out on the old man and he's like, "You're going to take the deal. This time you came here alone, not knowing I'd be here. You don't have your security guards to help you, old man." And then the first business partner is like, yo, stop, you're being crazy. And then the Japanese man is like,
Crazy he is being. He's like, he true. Very right. I an old man. Old man do not much at all.
and then he just, boom, and he fucking takes the gun from him and throws him on the ground. He's like, I walk away now. And then that son of a bitch with no honor or integrity just picks the gun up and just shoots him in the back and kills him. And then that guy's like, holy shit, you killed him. They're going to come kill you. They're going to come kill you too. You're in this with me too. And the
Talking to
guy's
Chuck
like,
Norris?
What?
You saw the Chuck Norris coming for you too. Then is that?
No. It's those two guys panicking because the triads are gonna come kill him. He's like, I'm getting out of here. And then he calls. He's like, I need a flight to Dallas, which is when it gets. Now we're going back to Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, I thought the guy talking about his bad partner was Walker, Texas Ranger.
No, you think Walker, Texas Ranger gets startled?
Well, I thought he says there anyway I can convince you. I thought that it was going to immediately break to Chuck Norris just doing like a performance martial arts to show how he knows all the moves and shit.
No.
I thought that was the bad business partner.
No, I was pretty much So I wanted to record hours ago, and then you took forever, so I just started watching Walker, Texas Ranger.
So you're welcome.
And thank you, I guess. Really, what happened was, so in that episode, that's the line I want to get to. Then that guy's dead son, the dead man's son, comes to America because he's chasing after the guys who killed his father.
Yeah.
And he brings up to Walker,
Bringing
Texas
honor
Ranger.
to his family and his dojo.
Exactly. And then Walker, Texas Ranger is like, he introduces him to his uncle, the chief.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I loved your father. He taught me everything I know about martial arts, because apparently this character went over to fucking Tokyo and studied martial arts for years. And it's like a black belt.
Isn't that what he actually
Yes.
in fact did? So
Yes.
why are you saying it like it's out of the order?
Because why would I also assume the character is just Chuck Norris?
Why would you assume otherwise? He had a slew of action
This
moves where he's playing
character,
Chuck Norris.
whose name is Conrad Walker and is a Texas Ranger in Dallas with a Dallas accent wearing a cowboy hat, is actually Native American who has an intuition from the Native American chief as well as being martial arts trained by a Tokyo master.
Do you remember in Dodgeball when he says, thank you, Chuck Norris? He goes, thank you, Peter. Do you think that guy could beat this shit if he was a martial artist?
Chuck
He looks like he
Norris,
should have a
the
home
character
improvement
is
show.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Why wouldn't you assume the character's going to be a carbon copy of who he is? And furthermore, you said, why would I think that based on what Texas Walker is? Have you seen Chuck Norris? Why would you think Chuck Norris can do that just from Chuck Norris? He looks like he's a home improvement guy.
I thought this was a fucking just a
should be on
cop
Tool
show.
Time.
I thought it was just a cop show. So I didn't expect all these crazy elements to be going into a cop show.
I don't understand how you never associated that there'd be martial arts. That was my first question.
I knew there would be martial arts in it. I thought he'd just be good at martial arts. I thought it'd be like where he's just a tough guy.
Oh, okay,
I didn't think he'd have samurai training
you're just not
and Native
explaining
American
yourself
blood
well.
pumping through his veins. I didn't see that outcome. I also didn't realize that of the 196 episodes, also starring in 196 episodes herself, is Sherry J. Wilson, a.k.a. April from Dallas.
What?
And I was like, well, hi.
I'm definitely watching Texas Ranger.
Haven't seen your face in a while, friend.
Fucking love April.
So that show also just became the best show of all time. And again, it just really shows how amazing it is to have no freedom of choice and no rights and everything else.
Dude, things were so much better
you should
back
have
then.
TV programming that someone decides for you, who decides for everyone. We all watch.
Were you ever bored?
No.
I was never bored.
I was so not bored today because I wasn't like, oh, this video sucks. Oh, this show sucks. I was just watching what they had there. I was watching these good shows and getting sick advertisements, like how there was some commercial for how you can get up to $25,000 of life insurance for 45 to 85-year-olds with no medical check required for only less than $7 a month.
Oh, that's dangerous.
And then the weird part, though, was that the narrator, because it was a commercial with these two women talking. It was like an older woman and her daughter who was like middle-aged. And they're talking about life insurance. She's like, I don't plan on going anywhere, but, life insurance, it's better. And they start reciting at the same time as something they always say. It's better.
we always say.
Exactly. So she's like, it's better to have it when you need it than to need it and not have it.
See, we always say that.
They always do it. And then the weird part, though, was that the narrator of the person, like the voice they chose to give like the actual information, sounded exactly like, this is not a dating site. This is a place for older women to find and fuck younger guys. If you turn down someone's sexual request on this site, you will be banned. This is not a dating site. It was that voice.
The hell kind of site forces you to accept sexual
You never saw that
requests?
advertisement?
I never listened to the whole thing through.
Oh, I don't skip. I never skip ads.
That's
on
fine.
porno.
I never knew it ended that way.
Dude,
Basically
it's
saying if you
insane.
join our site, you absolutely have a responsibility to say yes to her
To
ass
all
to fuck you.
older women. That's probably the responsibility you have as a man. That's what that's what the advertisement says. It's that advertisement all the time, and it's the one where it's like Abella Danger saying like, "Oh my God, it's 4th of July! Important browsers is free." That's that one I get a lot too.
I've never seen hers, but I know the ad about browsers you're talking about. I've never seen her do it.
And then the other commercials I got, that wasn't a commercial on TV. That's a commercial for porno
That'd be
for
an
all
awesome
those
commercial.
TVs. That'd be
Imagine
an
there's
awesome commercial
browser.
on TV.
Well, we can have commercials about someone doing Kegel exercises. Why can't we have a
Yes.
fucking browsers commercial?
Right, just make it suggestive. Porn browsers, yeah.
No,
Go to that site. Go to Bruisers. No, it's not that. And it cuts to black and you know what it's called.
The world's
and the commercial
best porn
ends. No.
But
See,
they
you
spell-
can't say
no,
that.
They spell porn like a
you
pawn
can't
shop.
do that.
They spell porn like a pawn shop.
No, you're ruining the genius of it. The way the commercial goes is it's like two girls, two college girls, two hot college girls, and the one's like, I'm I'm so stressed. And she's like, you know what you should do? You should go take care of what we all take care of sometimes, you know?
That thing we always say.
And then
you don't always need it, but it's better to have it for when you do.
And then she's like, what do you mean? She's like, go to that site, Browsers. And then she's like, is that, no, it's not called that. She's like, it's called, and it cuts to a black screen. It just says, you know what it's called.
That's actually genius.
And they don't have to say anything. It's just advertising porn without advertising porn. Take $1 million now, Browsers. I'll take all the money from all the people who signed up for that 7-day free trial for 4th of July because of a bell danger that forgot to cancel their credit card and now are paying you a year's subscription. I want all that money for that genius advertising idea.
That's fair.
That's a good
trade. Really fair ask.
And you know what? I'd also like the other bell danger, come to think of it. If you could arrange that as well.
Honestly, they owe you that. Have you ever seen a commercial for Brazzers?
I haven't, and now they could.
I think how many people don't know what Brazzers is.
But you know what? That's like selling fish to someone at a fish mart. Dude, they're already there to buy fish.
Well, yeah, dude, you're so fucking
right.
How do you even think of that shit?
You're so fucking right. The other advertisement I got was the Ember Wave, but the Ember was EMBR, no E.
What are you talking about? The
Ember
Wave? What is that?
I'm getting to that. You're unfamiliar?
I'm very unfamiliar.
It was another one of those targeted ads for middle-aged housewives I got. You remember those? Remember the craze in like 2009, 2010, 2011 of that?
With the Ember Waves?
No. Of that bracelet that had the tectonic metal thing in it. And like athletes would wear because it would make them stronger.
Yeah. What the fuck happened with that? Everyone realized it was a fan of bullshit.
That's not true. That's a complete
dude, those commercials were ridiculous. I remember that, yeah. Dude, there were kids at school that went out and got that shit.
I know, everyone did. This thing is that, but apparently putting it on just stops hot flashes while you sleep because it regulates your thermal body temperature and
it's just a
releases dopamine. It's just a bracelet. It's literally
a mood ring.
It's just a mood ring. But they use the technology of the snap bracelets from Disney.
Wow,
it's pretty cool actually.
Maybe when you incorporate, when you add the technology of those snap bracelets, maybe it does release dopamine and regulate your body temperature. I mean, those snap bracelets are
it's a pretty satisfying thing.
Yeah.
It's source oriented. You can get into the park, you get into your room that way. You can pay for things that way. It's pretty. It stops hot flashes. With all the money Disney's losing, they should try to buy this whole Ember Wave thing, absorb the company, be like, hey, moms, you can come to the Florida heat. You got into menopause with annoying kids. You won't even matter. You put on our bracelets. You'll feel great.
And guess what? Now they have 7 characters you can choose from for our lineup of Disney movies.
Exactly.
Disney classics. We have
now
Bambi.
That's cash money.
We have Cinderella.
That's
we
very
have
cash
Nemo.
money. And then the last 2 commercial adverts I got was when I was watching Great TV. When I was watching Get TV, which is great entertainment television.
Oh, the T stands for something?
No.
So it's Get Television. You're right.
There's Get TV. So it's GETTV.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
stands for Great Entertainment Television. In between these amazing Walker Texas Rangers episodes, which again I cannot for the life of me. There's no way.
Wait, so you still got female hygiene commercials?
No, those stopped immediately. Those commercials were when I was watching shit like Charmed.
They should all just be Ram or Coors Banquet
maybe the commercials, maybe they made sense that those shows were being associated with those things. Maybe it makes sense that Walker Texas Ranger was not getting those advertisements.
What did Texas Ranger get?
Well, hold on. Walker Texas Ranger, in the one episode, there's a bank robbery. It was one of those things where it's like, he's the smart cop. The other cops want to go here, but he knows that's a diversion. He's actually going to go over here. And before he goes there, he wants like good luck. And his boy just died in like the pilot. So he goes over to his gravestone and he's wearing a fucking like a poncho, like a Native American poncho. And he pulls out an owl feather and they're playing Native American music and he's like, "Feather of the owl, please, through your flight and knowledge, grant me passage." And he pulls on his other hand, he pulls out Feather of the hawk. And he does another thing, and he says, "Will these spirits please guide me from the animal kingdom of the..." He does like the whole bottlenose dolphin, house cat. He does the entire thing, and he goes in to kick some ass, and he gets all the bad guys. And when the bad guy, the final fight's in the very end, the one like the kingpin of the bad guy crew, they have to have a final showdown where they fight in a actually rather nice parking lot. Not parking lot, I'm sorry, rather nice park in the middle of Dallas. Got a cool little water feature and some really nice green grass. And they're fighting, and it's really cool because he keeps going to hit him, and he just blocks it and dodges it and throws him. He's like, "What else you got? Any more? The next one. Come on, let's go. I'm not tired yet." He just keeps throwing him around, and then he's like, "And this is for me, and this is for my sister, and this is for my ding." He gives him like the 1, 2, 3 hit combo and just knocks him the fuck out, and the episode ends. I'm like, that was a great episode of television.
There's no way the new show has any of the Native American stuff.
None of the Native American
and the
stuff.
only fighting that happens in that show is just because Jared Palecki's 6'5". He just stands over everybody.
Yeah.
You're really good doing that tall thing, aren't you? That's
Dude,
all
Chuck
he does
Norris
the entire
is
show.
so tough and so cool and so hot. Dude, I was
Where
like,
was he
whoa.
on Charmed? Why aren't there more guys
I
like him
know.
on Charmed?
He's a guy I can get behind.
That's good. That's a good play on words.
But no, I really can't imagine how the new show plays out even remotely because of the fact that it's like Jared Padalecki can't do any of those things. There's no way they kept the whole samurai thing. They did not keep the Native American thing. And I don't even know who the fuck that guy from Pretty Little Liars is supposed to be who's walking around
I
hanging
thought it was
around.
his younger brother.
It
or
is,
something.
but I don't recall him having a brother in the show.
We watched 4 episodes. I think you would have met the brother at that point. Probably comes in later on. And
Maybe.
So who's the fucking April?
She's his like lawyer friend who like a lot of time with the cases of people like he helps people. Like there was one episode where he's like helping a girl from like an abusive house.
Yeah, where is she during all these episodes? Can we talk about her storyline?
She only kind of appears in like the middle, the end, and then the beginning. She's not really.
So she's in the middle, the beginning, and those are the three basic
No.
parts
I mean,
of
she's in like the first scene and the
Uh-huh.
final scene, and then one scene in the middle, and she's not part of the A storyline.
Oh, so she's like the chief in 21 Jump Street. She's just there to introduce the case to Texas.
She's not introducing it. No,
Texas
she just
Ranger.
kind of gets loosely involved in it.
It's not enough of
There was some case of some girl who was in an abusive household, and he like needed her help to like get her out there and get her emancipated so she could find her own spot because she was a kid and she's a lawyer. And then like the girl gave Walker a hug thanking him, and then April was like, "Can I get on that too?" And she gave him a hug too, and I was like, "Is that his daughter?" And I couldn't tell.
I was gonna say they supposed to be like that's the couple that's going to happen
Then
in
the
the
next
show.
scene was the post-credits scene, and it was him doing the rodeo, and everyone was like, "Walker, Walker!" It's like, "You're famous," and he's like, "Yeah, well, you know, I'm pretty fucking cool." And then she looks amazing in a cowgirl hat and the blue eyes and the blonde
she's a
curls. It's
beaut.
ridiculous. And she's saying how cool he is, and she watches him go on the fucking rodeo thing, riding the bull, and then she's like clearly turned on by it. So I don't think it's his daughter.
Maybe it's his younger sister.
Maybe that makes it better. And then it ends with him and his buddy
I've heard of
running away
kissing
from
cousins.
the
You ever
bull.
doing it, cousins?
That's pretty sick.
Thanks.
It runs away from them running. They jump over the fence and it freeze frames, which is the coolest thing in the world to freeze frame a show to end it. And then I went to the commercial break, and the commercial break I had just trailers for other shows. They were airing other classic shows, and I discovered, one, how awesome Quincy M.E. is.
Yeah,
Quincy M.E. looks so fucking cool. It's ridiculous, did it not?
Yeah, I thought he was a doctor. He's
He
fucking
is.
solving
What do you think
crime.
ME stands for?
I thought medicine.
No, that's Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. Dude, Quincy M.E. What
Oh
do you
my
think ME
god,
stands
dude!
for?
I thought Quincy and Dr. Quinn Medicine was the same show.
Two different shows entirely. Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman is like a show of her like in the prairie
Yeah.
being a doctor.
I was waiting to see Medicine Woman. I
And-
thought that's what ME was.
Quincy M.E. is Quincy, comma, M. Dot E.
It stands
Dot.
for something.
Yeah, medical examiner Quincy.
Oh.
So he's the medical examiner, and he's looking at these bias and like, what you cops said doesn't add up. And like, do your job and do the reports. You're not a cop. Stop doing field work. And he goes out there and solves crimes. He's like, these bozos can't do it themselves. He's like, the body doesn't lie.
They
It's
should.
literally the scene from Jaws with Hooper saying about the incisions in the arm
Uh-huh.
and the whole. That's Quincy M.E.
They should reboot that show, but
with Jared Padalecki,
no, I was gonna say Milo Ventimiglia.
Philo Ventimiglia. That'd be hilarious if Jess gets that one. And then I guess since we need to have all the Gilmore Girls boyfriends get involved, we'll have Matt Chusky, whatever his name is, Logan.
Yeah.
And the other trailer for the show I kept seeing was for Ironside. You know what Ironside
It's
is?
a war show, isn't it?
What?
It's a war show, right? It's like a
No.
MASH type of show.
A what?
I thought it was like MASH.
No.
I thought it was after MASH.
No. Ironside.
What is after MASH?
Ironside is
I've heard
a
of it.
detective show in the 70s about a detective, Ironside,
yeah, okay.
who's in a wheelchair.
Okay, I did
So they're
not
calling
know
him
that.
Ironside because he's got the wheels.
Oh, I thought it was like an Iron
So instead
Man
of just calling
thing.
him Wheels, they called him Ironside.
Oh, they were way smarter than we are today. I would have said Wheels.
I would have said Wheels for sure.
I
So
never
I would have said
thought
Wheels to the max.
Ironside.
Okay, that's what the
I
reboot would
thought-
have been called. They would have been Wheels, the original one. The reboot would have been Wheels to the max.
Yeah.
Fucking this guy though in Ironside is actually a cool commercial. They're like, Ironside premieres weeknights at 11 p.m. Only on Great TV or Great Entertainment TV.
I want to watch Great Entertainment
And
TV.
then they're like, you get to hear those famous words we all love, and those 3 famous words that we hear him say. And he says
I'm a
something
roller.
like, listen, you're going to jail. I'm like, that's 4 words. And it cuts to him saying, book 'em. I'm like, that's 2 words. And it cuts to the third thing. He's like, you're under arrest. Like, there it is.
Every
Watch
cop says
Ironside
that.
on 11. No, because apparently he's got a cool voice. He's like, you're
Oh, does
under
he?
arrest. It's cool. It sounds awesome. And he fucking and rolls away really quickly. Yeah, that show's gonna be cast with Logan, and then I don't know. I guess then there has to be some sort of a crossover in which.
We need Marty to play someone.
Oh, true. Yeah, he can be Columbo. I guess.
Yep.
That's how we get to wrap him up as well. But no, so I don't know. It was really nice watching these shows. Not again. It just proves that we should have no streaming services. We should only have cable television. We should only have like 7 networks, 30 fake networks, like Turner Classic Movies and everything else. And then you need to have like 10 premium networks that you have to pay for to have nudity and shit.
Yeah.
And then nothing else.
Because where would society be without the restriction wall of nudity?
I want more water cooler moments. Okay.
I think it's okay to have streaming services. We have to go back to what Netflix originally was, where it's just like, oh, you liked watching Friends, so you just watch Friends now.
Yeah, we need one streaming service, or
Maybe
3.
2.
3, because the 3 is a magical number. Like I learned watching Charm today. You know,
Power of 3.
Power. You know how many times they said that? And the whole P3 and the Power of 3.
I
and
really
Phoebe,
thought
Piper,
that.
and Crew.
I knew it was a cop procedural, but I thought that was going to be a little more akin to the way
I watched 3
Craft
cop
is.
procedurals today. Apparently, that's all the housewives watch. Is they watch Walker, Texas Ranger, Covert Affairs, and Charmed. That's the Friday lineup. You know when guys like, yeah, when like, oh yeah, what if we'll get breakfast, we'll go shopping, we'll go to the, we'll catch the 4:00 showing of the movie, then we'll maybe grab dinner, right? Apparently the Friday ritual for housewives is like, all right, so I'm gonna binge Charmed till they start playing shitty movies on TNT.
And it's Texas
Then I'm gonna
Walker
go over to
Week.
fucking Covert Affairs. I'll dip my toes in General Hospital for a second, and then I'll go fucking grind out some serious Walker, Texas Ranger things, and just be like, gosh, fucking damn it, isn't that a man? Isn't that a manly man of men? And again, I'll never ever in a million years. I'm so happy now that I've watched that show because I know what it is my entire life. I never in a million years, especially because the cover's like some lame like leaning against a fence post with everyone behind him like. Isn't this Home Improvement in the South?
That's my point. He looks like he's on fucking Tool Time.
But in actuality, he's a fucking samurai master Texas Ranger who's also Native American.
I think there was a show called Home
and gets April from Dallas.
First off, I want to watch the show because it sounds insane.
It's awesome.
But I think there's a show when I was growing up. There's a it might have just been called Home Improvement. The guy would always go, "Now back." No, it's called Home Time. The guy would always go, "Now back to Home Time." After every commercial break.
I thought you were trying to say that Home Improvement might have been a show that came out when you were a kid. Like you're well aware Home Improvement was a show that came out when you were a kid, right?
No, it's an actual.
It brought us the late great Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
It's an actual fucking show, like what Tool Time was supposed to be on
Yeah.
Home Improvement. It was one of those. No, it wasn't that. It was one of the. It was like the HGTVs now. It was the original
Yes.
HGTV home
DIY
show.
network
It was a
stuff.
contract. Remember Homes on Homes? He was the
Yes.
original Homes on Homes guy. Anyways, I thought that guy was Chuck Norris when I was a kid. So my
Wow.
entire life I associated Chuck Norris with just being a fucking contractor who builds
Pseudo-celebrity. No.
houses.
He's a Native American. He's Native American blood pumping through his veins. He's a samurai master. He can fight any single person in the entire world, and he'll win.
It's Chuck Norris.
He's fucking Chuck Norris. It's really what. And that show only got 196 episodes.
Which really
and the
pissed me
fact
off.
that it's 4 shy of 200. I know that they got their sequel movie, which hey, a movie's worth. They say like a picture's worth 1,000. A picture's worth 1,000 words. So a movie's probably worth at least 4 episodes of a television show. So I guess technically he got 200, but it's like the fact that Chuck Norris didn't get a flat 200. Chuck Norris should have gotten at least 250 first of all.
Yeah.
Okay. In Modern Family, it's 250, and Chuck Norris gets 196.
And Modern Family gets fucking stale.
And also not to mention, I mentioned that he's a Native American Texas Ranger who
studied
is a
abroad in
samurai.
Japan for years.
That's fucking awesome.
Bye, Chiquita.